So we're in our collection section and we are looking at the last collection type, which is the dictionary, or commonly known as a dict in Python. And we looked at the introduction to a dictionary in the first instance in our previous video. And now we're going to just look at the constituents of the dictionary itself, which is made up of items which are keys and values. So keys, and I've put it like this because the keys and the values are separated by a colon when we actually do the construction of the dictionary, and a key value pair is effectively an item in a dictionary, and the item in a dictionary, or the set of items, and notice the word set there, so we have a set of items that actually creates a dictionary. So a dictionary is effectively set like, but it's key and value pairs as opposed to just items that are in there. And in sets, our items are actually the values, but in a dictionary it is a key value pair. So we're going to go along and we're going to make a dictionary. Let's see if I can copy some stuff from here somewhere. Yep. We will copy some of this, which is let's make a dictionary. We'll modify that, and we will also actually take this dictionary over here and put it down here. So let's make a dictionary. We're not going to make a dictionary two ways. We're just going to make a dictionary in the standard way that we make dictionaries. So we've got Alice, Bob and Charlie in our particular example. We could have used anything. We didn't have to use integers here. And actually we'll even see that you could put in sort of like, you're not restricted. You could have even put in a list of items, so like 10, 20, 30. We're not restricted. Dictionaries are as flexible as all the other collection types in Python. Python offers this huge amount of flexibility. But we're just going to go with a basic example. So that's our basic dictionary. And we're going to look at each of these items, keys and values in sequence. So let's just take a look at the items. So items, or let's look at the items. We just do it like that. And we can do something like items, or in fact, I will start again from the D dot, because we will try to expose the dot where we can, and we can go down to items over here, and it says here a set like object providing a view on these items. So we'll just do that. And I'm actually going to pull this out just to put an extra little comment in here because it's quite useful. So let's make a dictionary over here. We're going to look at the items, and we just hit return there and put that in there. So it's a set like object providing a view on these items. So we'll just have a little. We'll actually do the print of it as well. So print, or we will say items equals d.items, and the reason why is because over here we actually see that we get a return value back. So we're going to put that return value into our variable, and we'll call our variable items because it's quite suitable for holding dictionary items. And we can then print items out. We could have printed just around this, but it's nicer to print around the items. So we'll print the items just like that, colon, and we can do \n. I'm just going to introduce something a little bit newer, which is a \t, because we've not seen a \t. It's just a tab. So this is the escape character before the tab. So we've now got a new line and a tab. So it'll kind of like print, it'll print the items, and then there'll be a little indentation. Then there'll be a little indentation, one tab's worth of indentation. And then let's just print out our actual items. So this is what it will look like when we've done it. And actually, maybe I should print out the actual dictionary as well. So just above print, let's not forget to print the dictionary, because that's quite useful to have. And we've got Alice, Bob and Charlie, just as a reminder. And in fact, what I might do is copy all of this just to have it there nice and tidily over here. And the dict. This was our original dictionary over there. So that's the original dictionary, Alice, containing 3 items. The items are Alice, Bob and Charlie. That's how we've defined it. And Alice is a key, number 10 is a value, Bob is a key, number 12 is a value, Charlie is a key, and number 11 is a value. So there are key value pairs. And then when we've gone down to the items, we see here, and this is what we're getting back, a set-like object providing a view on these items. So these are the items, but if we look at the items inside, we see a square bracket. So it's a list, and then we see, so we're seeing a list, and we see parentheses or round brackets, curved brackets. So what we're seeing is a list of tuples, because this is a tuple. So, and that tuple is an item. So here's one item, Alice, of value 10. So the key is Alice, the value is 10. Here's another item, item number 2, which is an index position, supposedly index position number 1, because remember indexing starts at 0. But item number 2, its key is Bob and its value is 12. And here's item number 3, whose key is Charlie and whose value is 11. So they're the 3 items. And we can actually, we're going to go through this a lot more. We're going to look at for loops and we're going to look at control flow. We haven't done it yet, but I'm just going to expose the items in this items. And I'm going to do something like this: for item in items, which is a common pattern in Python. And then we're just going to print out the item. Just something like this. And when we run this little piece of code there, we can see that we get Alice, who is 10, Bob, who is 12, and finally Charlie, who is 11. So those are the 3 items that are in the dictionary. And we could have ordered our dictionary like this if we wanted to be sort of like neater. So we could have had our dictionary like that, but we've just put our dictionary all on one line. So again, the indentation and or how we want to organize our dictionary, it will just depend on what we have in there. But if we do have a large dictionary, we would probably put it on multiple lines. We wouldn't want to go all the way across a line. So that's basically the items in a dictionary. So the next thing to look at actually is, and I'm actually going to copy a lot of this because it's broadly speaking the same, which is, let's look at the keys this time. So we've done the items, which is this outer part. We're going to look at the keys, and then afterwards we're going to look at the values. So let's look at the keys, and if we just change this to, again, I'll just get rid of this here, just to show you D dot, and then again it's just down here on the list, which is keys. We can tab into it, open bracket, and over here we get a set-like object providing a view on these keys. So I'm just going to copy this because we just want to make sure that I think everything's nearly going to be the same apart from the word keys over there. So we're also going to call it keys. We'll call it keys because it makes logical sense. And if we look at our method again, we see turns back a dictionary of keys basically. So that's what we're going to get back, and we're going to print keys over here and keys over here, just so that it's all neat. And you've seen me do this pattern a lot where it's for item in items, and I could do for key in keys and then print keys. Also print key, but actually I'm just going to say we don't have to do like a singular with a plural. That's just a pattern that's quite often done, but this is also quite often done, which is for K in keys, print K. That's shorthand. Remember, this is just kind of like a placeholder variable for iterating over it, so it could be anything. We could even write for elephant in keys, it doesn't matter, and then iterate, like that's just a variable that we go through. But what's going to happen here is we're going to get the keys out of our dictionary, and our keys are Alice, Bob and Charlie. So we're expecting to get something saying the keys and then a list of our keys, if I've done everything right and haven't forgotten anything. So run it there and we get the keys. So that looks good. We get our dictionary of keys here, and notice again that it's a list. So it's just a list of, in our particular case, a list of strings, which is Alice, Bob, and Charlie. And when we go, we loop through each K in our keys. So we loop through each item in the keys and we print them out sequentially. We've got Alice, Bob, and Charlie. So we've been able to expose the items. And now we're able to expose the keys. So finally, we're going to move on to the last part of it, which is the values. Oops, I've just created an extra piece of an extra block of code by accident, which is the values over here. So we're going to do exactly the same format, and we're expecting for the most part this to be the same. So we're going to, let's look at the values this time, and we are going to, we just amend it this time via values. We don't need to kind of like do the drop down. I think we can appreciate that it's there, but d.values, funnily enough, the description isn't as consistent with the other descriptions for some odd reason, but it's an object providing a view on these values. And I will actually just copy this exactly out of it because it comes from the Python definition. Although I guess I should put a set like object providing a view on these values. And so just copy that, and I'm going to amend that over here, which is, so it's an object providing a view on these values. But if you notice, we get this like dictionary back of values, and we're going to call it values because that's what we, so that it makes sense to do. Call it back, and we'll call it values because we are printing out our values. And here we do values, and over here again we could use values. We could use for value in values, but we'll just go for v in values, just like that. And we can do print of v, and we should get back all of our values, and our values are the 10, 12 and 11 from the original dictionary. So we're hoping to see a like list, effectively, or a dictionary of our dictionary of values. We're hoping to get that back, which will hopefully look like a list type of thing with 3 numbers in there, and hopefully we'll be able to print the numbers if everything is done properly. So we just do that, and we do indeed see that the values is a dict of values, and it is a list, and the list contains the 3 values, and we can loop through those 3 values sequentially and print them out. So these are the values that get printed out sequentially. So that effectively is our dictionary in Python, which is a bunch of items, and the items are made up of key value pairs. And I might just add one extra bit just to throw in, but we have key value pairs like this, and we can do, and I'm just throwing this in as a side, we will definitely look at this in more detail later, but we can do something like for k comma v in d dot I wonder actually in d dot items. I think that's the way that we're going to be able to do it, because items are made up of keys and values. We can then do print something like, we'll do an f string, my name is, and then the key, which should be the name, and my age is v for the value, something like that. And hopefully this will work. It should print out a string of, you know, names and values. So let's just run that. There isn't an error, so that looks good. And we get my name is Alice and my age is 10, my name is Bob and my age is 12, and my name is Charlie and my age is 11. So that's basically like a very brief example of a use case for a dictionary in Python. And that's how dictionaries in Python work. Dictionaries are the last of the 4 common collection types that we've looked at. They're hash tables, they're very useful. Lists and dictionaries are kind of like the most important of the collections, and dictionaries are right up there with the in terms of their importance. So that's it for dictionaries in Python. I'll call it part 2 for dictionaries in Python, a more in-depth look.